Mitchell, whenever you are ready, you do the introduction.
Alrighty. All right, I think we're good to go. What's up, Cardinal fans? Mitchell Swanson here with Coach Cortopassi. We're in the Rusty Coles Field House. Just going to ask him a couple questions about the game last week and the game coming up. You know, Coach, congratulations on the big win Friday against Bayside. How does it feel after beating Bayside after losing 4 straight to them?
Yeah, shoot, it was we got over a mountaintop there as a team. It was, I don't know why, it was kind of lingering. You know, we lost the past 2 in really close games, in really good games, but we just didn't finish it, and it felt good to go out there and make sure we took care of business Friday.
Yes, sir, definitely. And, you know, you played high school football. You know, is there kind of like a similar situation like with us in Bayside that you kind of had during your high school playing days?
You put me on the spot there, Swanee. I'm trying to think. Shoot, you know, I guess when I was a freshman and sophomore, didn't play a ton as a sophomore, and as a freshman I played at McGill, so I was on the freshman team. But we lost to Daphne back-to-back years in a big region rivalry game, and then we finally, my junior year, they had just come off winning the 6A state championship. We finally beat them, and it was for the region championship actually. So I guess that would be the most similar situation.
Yes, sir. You know, how well do you think your defensive group played last week against Bayside?
Yeah, I thought we flew around. I thought we pursued the football really well. Thought we tackled really well for the most part. There were 2 series that I felt like we kind of slopped around a little bit and didn't play quite as clean as we should have. But all in all, there was still a lot to clean up and work on. But I felt like we played pretty well.
Yes, sir. And kind of what did you learn from the defense in that Bayside game?
Well, I learned that we had some guys that'll show up and will hit you. You know, I felt like Abram Rogers showed up and played really, really well. He had some big tackles. He had a big sack early. It was the first or second possession of the game. And I felt like we held up in the box, which I was really happy to see. You know, one of our biggest things is we have to stop the run. You know, if we don't stop the run, then we're going to struggle all night long. And I felt like we showed up and we did that. You know, one thing I think we really need to improve on, especially defensively, is forcing turnovers. We did not have a turnover the other night versus Bayside. And, you know, I feel like we got to steal a possession here or there, whether it's forcing a fumble or intercepting a pass some way, somehow. We got to steal a possession and get the ball back to our offense.
Yes, sir. You know, Bayside was a very exciting win, but unfortunately it wasn't at home. You know, can you tell us a little bit about your involvement with the new stadium and kind of like all the work it took?
Yeah, it's awesome. It's exciting that it's finally here Friday. It's been a long 14 months. Coach Rivers and I have put forth a lot of effort, and you know, people like Gary Coles and Fred Cordy and all those guys getting everything done and getting it all set up. I can tell you, and I'm sure Coach Rivers will tell you this, we've learned more about bleachers and fencing and all this other stuff that you didn't really, you know, think about going into it. And I could tell you quite a bit about bleachers and all that stuff after going through this process. But there was a lot of long, tough days in it. But it's turned out awesome. It's a beautiful facility. We're very happy about it. We're very excited for you guys, you know, the players and the band and the cheerleaders and the parents to finally, you know, bring our Cardinals home. You know, and we're going to play a lot of football and soccer out there. And you know, right now we got our middle school and JV and varsity playing out there. You know, next year I'd love to get some CYO games out there. That's in the plans for, you know, whether it's a Tuesday night or a Saturday, I don't care. I want those Christ the King kids out there in St. Patrick and St. Benedict. So there's going to be a lot of fun football games and soccer games out there for a long time.
Yes, sir, definitely. You know, John Carroll Catholic, coming from Birmingham, that's pretty far away. What was kind of the thinking behind setting up this non-region game?
Yeah, so, you know, we were struggling to find a non-region game or two. And we were, Coach and I were just going through, who can we reach out to? What can we come up with? And, we came across John Carroll and Coach Will Mara up there, and he jumped right at it, and he was like, "Shoot, that'd be awesome. Let me get it, let me check with my admin, make sure we can work it out." And we thought it'd be a cool experience to let the guys travel, and obviously we'll travel up there next year, but kind of set it up like a bowl game. Thursday night we're going to have a joint team mass at Holy Spirit Hall in Sacred Heart, and then a team dinner or joint team dinner directly following. So that's exciting. It gives you players kind of the experience of like, okay, we're in a bowl game, and next year we're going to have to travel 4 hours.
Yes, sir.
And the first time we ever did that was going to Hanley last year.
Yes, sir.
Well, that didn't turn out too good for us.
No, it did not.
So it kind of gives us an opportunity to have a playoff feel. It should be good memories for you guys and a good experience. So.
Yes, sir. John Carroll Catholic, obviously, we've stated it's a non-region game. Do you plan any differently with your defense for a non-region game than a region game?
No, we're going to win. That is what it is.
Yes,
we want to. You're only guaranteed 10 of them throughout the year. So you want to win every one of them and give you players the best opportunity to go out there and win as many of them as we can.
Yes, sir. And what can we expect from John Carroll's offense on Friday night?
Yeah. So. They got a wide out, number 3. He can fly. He can run. He's a good player. The back is going to be a solid player. Quarterback is pretty athletic. He likes to get outside of the pocket and throw it. I think they'll throw a little more than they run. Yeah.
Yes, sir. And speaking towards your defensive lineup, do you pretty much stay the same as last week against Bayside, or does John Carroll kind of make you adjust and put players that you wouldn't normally see on the defense side of the ball?
Yeah, I think we'll be pretty similar personnel-wise. So far we're healthy, and hopefully that stays, the same. Looks like Nick's going to be good to go.
Yes, sir.
If there were a situation where he were to go down or another one of the backers, we've kind of been talking about some moving parts where we could adjust and get things set up.
Yes, sir. And, Bayside couldn't even throw the ball deep on our secondary. Can John Carroll kind of throw deep, or is it kind of going to be a more run-based attack?
I think they're capable of it. The quarterback seems like a pretty good little player, and they threw a couple of shots versus Homewood early. They didn't hit any versus Homewood, but they certainly attempted, and I think they'll take a crack at us too.
Yes, sir. And can you tell us a little bit more about your defensive unit and like how they're playing together?
Yeah, I think they are. That's with where we're at. We have good football players. We have good high school football players on D, and they have to play collectively as a unit. And so far, one game in, and then the Jamboree, they've done that so far. And
yes, sir.
That's a big thing is knowing your alignment, your assignment, and going out there and executing your job. And if we got 11 guys doing that, we're gonna be pretty dang good.
Yes, sir. And, final question here. Are there any final thoughts for, the start of the 2024 season?
Yeah, I think we're off to a good start. We had a 30-0 win versus Alma Bryant in the Jamboree. We go out, we beat our biggest rival, Bayside, 31-10. I think it's just we got to keep it rolling.
Yes,
you can't get complacent, and we got to stack days, good days of practice on good days, and we got to stack good Friday nights on top of them. It's the first time in 2 years that we've had the opportunity to start the season off 2-0. And I think that's a week goal right here. It's like, let's go. That's our goal this week is
yes, sir.
Let's start the year 2-0 and then we'll figure out the next week and try to get to 3-0. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Well, thank you, Coach, for joining us. This has been Mitchell Swanson, Coach Cortopassi from the Wild Card Network. St. Michael, defend us.